Hello, welcome to today's episode of the Success Principles for Housewives and Stay-at-Home Parents. My name is Dr. Mrs. Blessing Ishomo. I am a leadership coach, a family and sex coach, a certified trainer of the Success Principles online, and a network marketing professional. Happy to be with you. Happy Sunday. I hope you had a wonderful time. In any way you connect spiritually, and also I hope you rested. I had a wonderful time too. It was my first time of being in church for a long time. And that's for the fact that I was taking care of a family member. But I'm so happy to be able to connect with people again. So today we are looking at a very important principle, a success principle that can take you very far. The topic says, turn your inner critic to your inner coach. And I said something that there are two voices in our head. There is the mad one and there is the sane one. I know some people will be wondering, what's she talking about? So welcome. Thank you so much for joining, although I'm not able to see those that are watching, but I appreciate you. So today we want to look at how your thoughts, how powerful, the things that is going on in your head. Do you know research has shown that you talk to yourself, there is that inner chatter 50,000 times, and 80% of it is negative. Wow. Hey Joy, thank you so much for joining. Thanks for the likes. And that's really mind-blowing, the power of your thoughts. When we started with the first principle, take 100% responsibility for your life, we talked about three important things that you have control over: your thoughts, the images you visualize, and your behavior. Your thoughts can affect you. You see people looking at you. Someone might even be very calm, and all of a sudden you see the person smile. You're wondering what's going on with this person. Or you suddenly see the person really, really angry, but the person is not saying anything, and the person is just and you're wondering, are you okay? Something's going on inside. And personally, I have given mine a name. I have the sane person that talks with me, and I have the mad one. So I gave that mad one, the one that comes with the negative, with the always trying to get me, to do things, but in a judgmental, critical, and disempowering way. So her name is Flora. And then the one that feeds my positive and makes me feel like a hero, her name is Blessing. So I have Flora and I have Blessing. Some friends will call, there's a name some friends call it, when I remember that name. So the imposter syndrome. That's another name for it. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are to share from the success principles? Who will listen to you? See, you don't have anything. That's Flora trying to let me know I am not like Jack Canfield. So you know that kind of thoughts that come into your head, and you're about to deliver a presentation, or you're about to make a sales pitch, and all of a sudden you are sweating, you are nervous, you're about to make a recital and you miss your lines. It's all in the thoughts. There's a sad story of a man in this particular principle. This chapter started with this man, Nick Sitzman, who works with the railroad, very hardworking, nice person, married with 2 children. And a particular day, while he was doing his work, he was accidentally locked in a refrigerator box. And by the time he struggled and screamed, nobody heard him. And he knew how the refrigerator box, the temperature, he suddenly felt, I'm going to freeze to death. I need to let people know what has happened to me. And then he used a knife, carved out, it's cold in here, and I just want to go to sleep. This may be my last words. They woke up the next day, opened the box, the big, this in Nigeria we'll call them containers, big, containers that they fill in things in. But this one now is such that it's refrigerated and it can carry things. But they opened the door the next day and found out that the man was dead. Autopsy revealed that he died from freezing to death. And yet the container or the box was not even on. The refrigerating unit was not working. So the man literally killed himself. In one of the episodes, when I was telling us about something that happened, and I was so scared that my stepmom and my dad, they would kill me, my dad would disown me. And somebody just came and said to me, why don't you wait for them to at least disown you before you kill yourself? And that's the truth. There are so many things that we have gotten ourselves into from our negative thoughts. There's this funny write-up that's going on WhatsApp. I don't know if you've seen it, about a man who went to the hospital. He thought he had malaria, and they told him it was AIDS. All of a sudden, the man was just losing it. He started exhibiting the symptoms. He was growing lean, and then some days or weeks later, they said, so sorry, we mixed up your test with another person's diagnosis. And suddenly the man that couldn't talk, couldn't walk, could not eat, the man jumped out of the bed. Praise God. Oh, I'm well. The power of the thought. A lot of people have killed themselves because they've not become aware. But today, as you hear this and you become aware of your thoughts and you take this very seriously, you are going to change things. You are going to begin to see the irrational things that is going on in your head, and you are going to talk to yourself and say, oh no. James Allen said, you are where you are today. You are who you are. Whatever you have achieved today is from your thoughts. And who you will become tomorrow, your thoughts will take you there. If you know this right now, how will you act differently? As a housewife, as a business lady, as a parent, what is the temperature of your home? I mean, what's the communication, the love, what's working, what's not working? Your thoughts have brought you where you are. Are you miserable? Are you angry? Are you sad? Your thoughts have brought you where you are. And you can decide from today to make a switch so that your future will be a lot better than where you are. Understanding one fundamental thing about your thoughts. There's this acronym by a psychiatrist. He said automatic negative thoughts, ants. He says stop the ants. You know how when you are trying to take some very nice things, maybe on a picnic or your cake, and then you see ant, oh, go away, get away. Same thing. Automatic negative thoughts. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, she's so ugly. Oh, look at how she's looking at me. Can you imagine? They didn't even greet me. These are all thoughts in your head. So the question you need to ask yourself each time you start feeling, and how you know these ants, one of the things you notice is that you start feeling sad, or you're not feeling happy, or you are angry. When your thoughts, when your feeling begin to pull you, like weigh you down, like the feeling that it's not okay, ask yourself, is this thought, is it helping me or hurting me? A lot of people have this feeling of, it's always like that for me. When it's almost my turn, that's when they will say no. Or you hear a little boy say, I can't get, every time I never get it right. It's not true. Always or never. These are universal absolutes. They are words that you use that are not true. Always always almost never true. I never get a raise. I have never succeeded in network marketing. I am sure it's not for me. Or I have always felt this man has a bad intention for me. Why can't I? You are always looking at things from the angle of it's never okay or it won't be good for you. That's not true. And you know what that does? There are two things I notice. When you say, it's always like that, somehow there's a soothing feeling of, see, it's not my fault. That's just how it is. It's like you're escaping from reality. You're not, facing the work to challenge if that thought is true. So you easily want to take that easy way out of just cry out or get angry, say, I'll do them, I'll show them. But then if you challenge that thought, is it really true? Like the work by Byron Katie, is it really true? You suddenly start arguing with yourself. You find Flora and Blessing start saying, start having a debate. And you find this kind of negative thoughts, they are different. You have the one that would, just, like Jack Canfield would say, mind reading. I know that this person does not like me. I know it. In fact, I think it's because I was promoted. You're just cooking up things. He has not answered my call. He's such a, you use all those words. But it could be that he's sick. It could be that he has a lot of things going on. Recently, a friend of mine reached out to me. We've been doing this accountability thing and it's really fun. And she was like, is it that you're not getting the why you started this with me? I just need to hear from you. She has no clue. I was trying to settle a loved one and I was in a roller coaster of my own. So I just smiled. If it were before now, I would just be so angry and be like, why are you talking to me like this? Or how could you think that about me? There was no need. So you can imagine, one of my mentors also said it, with the network marketing thing, you reach out to someone and the person says, oh yeah, I'm going to sign up. And then you are trying to reach out to the person, is going into the voicemail, or the person is no longer picking your calls. And one of these days you just scream down at the person, you know what? You are this, you are that. If you cannot even face me to let me know you are not interested, I wonder the kind of person you are. And then in the end, you find out that the person gets back to you and say, I'm really sorry. I'm really shocked to the way you just lashed out at me. I actually lost a dear one, and so I've not been available. Imagine how that would turn out. So stop trying to read and interpret somebody's look and somebody's mind. You are not a spirit. Stop labeling. I think that is one very tough one. When somebody does something the first time and then the person does it again, you just sort of have this mindset that that's how he does it too. Forget about it. He's always complaining. He's not a good team player. Why are you labeling? We do it. Just become aware of it and stop it, because it's not helping. And then when you personalize things, when something happens, see, everything is neutral until you give it a meaning. So you are crying, like sometimes when I talk to my son and I say, why did you do this? And he starts crying. Why is he crying? There's something in his head saying, I'm not a good child, that's why my mom is shouting on me. You are the one reading meaning to that. And he was trying to say something to us that, you see, this inner critic, it's not all out of just wanting to pull you down. There's that part that is out of fear of you getting into trouble. But underneath that fear is love. It's like your parents, for those of us that have children, right? Like I said, one of my children, when he's coming down the stairs, he takes it it's like he wants to fly down the staircase, and I'm so scared. When he was a lot younger, he fell down with the laundry basket, and all the time can you just move one step at a time? So recently I noticed he was really sad, and I said, see, I just want you to know that I don't want you to get hot. When you are hot, I'm also hot, So when we beat ourselves, there's that part of us that behaves like that parent that is shouting. The only thing is we don't get to hear the love part. It's only the angry part. Why are you doing this? Can't you even process it first? How, And then it ends there and the person's feeling all bad. But then it's actually underneath is, I'm annoyed that you took this step. I fear that this may be the consequence. And really, I wish, or the request. So anger, fear, request. I wish you could do it differently. And I love you. That's why I care about you. That's why I am. So like in the case of my son, okay? Why are you jumping down? Do you want to break your leg? I'm afraid you might hurt yourself. Please, can you just take the steps one after the other? Please. I love you. I don't want you to be hot. When you are hot, mommy will not be able to focus. I would just be feeling the pain with you. Please, can you just, please? So you can imagine how different it will be if parents start communicating that way with their children instead of just doing the anger part. You don't have brain. You're not thinking. Look at how you disgraced us, and then you end there and the child is all torn. We do that to ourselves. So when you have that thought of, you messed up, you forgot your lines, you forgot your part, you said half of it, you didn't complete it. Now people are going to see that you're not a professional. So you know what? When those things come up again, take your pen and do the first step, like we did when we're talking about completing the past. Let those emotions come up. Anger, I'm angry that you are just eating anything that enters your mouth. See how your tummy is rounded, and I fear that you may die before your time. Please, can you start skipping dinner and taking fresh fruits and drinking more water? I really love you. I want you to stay long enough for us to fulfill our dreams. So you see this part that is talking now, that's Blessing talking. And it's telling Flora. So you can switch, move the imposter, move Flora, move the mad voice, move that negative chatter, switch it to the positive one. And you can actually say to yourself, you know what? I am not a loser. And I can do this. I may have made mistakes. One of my friends said something that it was like it lifted a burden off me. She said something to me one time when we were talking. She said, listen, I may not know it. It may be difficult, but everything is figure-outable. There was a way she said it. That thing was so sweet. It was soothing. She said, look, I may have made a mistake, and it's okay. I failed at it. It's okay. So I have learned one way not to do it. And so when your mind comes up with, why did you do this? How do you expect to just immediately say stop? Okay, just stop. I have worked hard to get this to this point. Yeah, I may have made one or two mistakes, or I didn't do it as much as I wanted. If you have any important thing to tell me on how to do it better, because I can't change the past, but I can improve on the future. Is there anything that you can tell me that can help me with the next assignment? See, by doing that, you are turning that inner critic, that performance coach that is wanting you to be at your best, but saying it in a judgmental, negative way, you can now turn it into listening and getting ideas. And then jot those things down. That's something that I really need to start doing. You can put pens and papers all around the home. As those thoughts come, put them down. There was this exercise earlier in the book, in this particular principle, where choose like 2 days in the week and 1 day in the weekend, and just pour out all the negative thoughts that come in, just for you to become aware of how much negativity is going on in your head, because that would help you. You know, the shoulda, woulda, coulda, guilt tripping. I should have done this. I would have. You know, those who went into crypto and lost. Oh my goodness. that one was not funny at all. Those who were doing the I coulda, I woulda, I shoulda. Oh my goodness. Get out of that club. Okay? Become aware of when you are doing the I shoulda today and stop. Because guilt, that feeling, does not serve anybody. And when you shoulda on yourself, you are resisting, it suddenly makes you feel bad. There's that inner tension. And you're weak. You know, there's this exercise that is done when you stretch out your hand, you know, like you stretch out your hand, and then you try to resist when someone is pressing it down. When they say something that is positive, like if they ask you to say, I am a good girl, and then they press down on your hand, it stays firm. But when they ask you to say, I am a bad girl, and you say, I am a bad girl, it goes down. Negative thoughts affect your physiology. Negative thoughts would make you die slowly, like that man killed himself. It doesn't serve you. So become aware of your negative thoughts. Become aware of what these thoughts are doing in, you know, and stealing from you, stopping you from going for that that goal, or stopping you from attempting to start your business, or going into that home. Where we live presently is one place that each time I think about it, I am so grateful that we didn't allow the ants to stop us, because at some point it was looking like we're not going to get it. But we forged on, and today I am so happy. I love the neighborhood where I live. But I could have been regretting and staying somewhere else, and each day I come out, I'll be feeling bad for the fact that I allowed fear, the thoughts of, it's not possible. Analyze those thoughts and challenge them, especially when it has to do with someone else. Challenge those thoughts. You know, you are the one harboring those negative feelings. You are the one exhibiting the anger, resentment, and bitterness. Person might just be sleeping, snoring, and having fun, and you are attracting diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer. Oh my goodness. Hope you've learned something today. I look forward to hearing the name you have for your inner critic. Mine is Flora. What's yours? Thank you so much for joining. I look forward to sharing 1 or 2 things that I'm learning and that is helping me in the next success principle tomorrow, 9 p.m. normal time. Bye for now.